something. Shh. We shouldn't be talking about this. Welcome, everyone, to episode 22, where we, as 3 adult women without any children between the 3 of us, shall talk about parenting styles. Also,
Take this as satire.
yes, please see it as satire. And as a trigger warning.
I don't think you have to.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
As a trigger warning, if you get offended, maybe take a look in the mirror.
Hello.
See things clearer.
Okay. So,
Anyhow, as a trigger warning, please don't take any of this seriously. We
Yeah.
are just 3 women.
I was like, hold on.
We're 3 women who have opinions, and we have the right to share them.
We have thoughts about how we would like to raise our future children, yeah?
We have thoughts, and we are allowed to share them.
Yes,
You
sir.
are allowed to not listen to them, too.
No, you have to listen.
Take this lightheartedly.
But you don't
We're
have to.
not
Yeah.
we're not judging anyone.
You
Like,
have to
everyone
care.
has their own way of
Yes.
We may
doing
be
life.
judging.
It might feel judgy, because it is judgy, but don't worry, we're not judging.
We're not hating. Well, maybe
We
we
ain't
are.
hating, but we are
Mm.
judging. But we're not judging, because the Bible says not to judge. So
Actually,
we
True.
That's
are
not true, but it's okay.
Not true.
fine. We'll judge. Okay.
We can't
It's not also not what
judgment upon others, so.
So we
the
are.
Bible teaches us how to judge, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyhow, we are taking this to the next level. Parenting
Yes,
advice.
we are judging.
I'd like to call this unsolicited parenting advice from 3 non-parents.
Yes. The only
We
parent
know it all.
We do, actually.
experience we have is that we are all own pets. So
Yes.
we do
Yes.
have that level of
I think you will all come to realize why we don't have children after this episode, because we would just be too perfect at it. So, without further ado, unsolicited parenting advice from the first topic I'm going to start off with is the most recent kind of parenting, gentle parenting. It makes me want to scream.
interesting.
Strangle the
This
parent.
is interesting.
Really? I actually
Yes.
think gentle parenting,
no.
if done
I
correctly,
think if done correctly and in moderation, I would like to add in moderation, can be healthy and good.
what have you seen about gentle parenting? I'm curious, because gentle parenting isn't just give my child everything and
No, I'm aware. But like, okay, my biggest thing, obviously, is because I work in a lab where people have to get drawn, right? Kids need to get a finger poke or to get an arm
she
drawn.
means drawn, she means blood drawn, not
Blood
getting
drawn.
their picture drawn. I just wanted to
that'd be
clarify.
cool, but no, yeah, that's not the lab I'm in. Don't even know if there is a lab for that. I feel like
I
that'd
don't
be a
know. You just
studio.
said drawn,
Yeah.
and immediately I was thinking people
Oh.
getting their faces drawn like
Yes,
a
we draw
caricature.
pictures of blood. No, yes, we take needles and we are vampires. We suck out their blood. So my firsthand impression of this, kind of on a daily basis, is when a kid fights back to the extreme. And mind you, half the time it's these little 1-year-olds who have to get a lead exposure test. Like, this is critical to their health and development. And parents want to sit there and say, well, we can come back another day. Or like, if you really don't want to do it. Or like, oh, like, bruh, they're 1. They don't know their butt from their, like, hand. Like, come on here. Like, they don't know how to put on their left shoe on their left foot. They don't even know there's a left shoe for a left foot.
So here's my thing. I wouldn't describe that as gentle parenting.
No.
I would just say that is parents who have just given in and are letting their child control their data. Because
But like, okay, because like, here was another experience. It was like an 8-year, no, maybe she's 10. Anyhow, it was like an 10-year-old child, right? Has to get a blood draw. It has to be an arm draw. She's too old for a finger poke. And she sits there and she runs off to a corner. She's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Why would you make me do this? And her mom's sitting there. She's like, let's just take 5 minutes to breathe. And so they sit there for 5 minutes. She just breathes. She's like, okay, let's try and get back in the chair. And then, okay, well, what do you need? Should we take another 5 minutes? Woman, I don't have all this time in the world. There's more people waiting to get blood drawn from their arms, not pictures. Anyhow, that's my experience with it. It's just like I understand giving your child an option because it's their body, it's their life, but there's certain things when it comes to especially their health. I'm sorry, boy,
Yeah.
I'm holding you down.
Yeah.
See, in my mind, gentle parenting is more like I kind of reassuring them rather than saying, yeah, let's just not do it. It's more like I understand
And this
that
is
you're
another level.
Validating their feelings.
yeah,
Yes.
like
Okay.
saying I understand you're feeling frustrated, or I understand you're nervous, but it won't take that long. And then kind of if it helps for them, having you walk them through the process, so then it's
Yeah.
okay, this is exactly what's going to happen. This is exactly how long it's going to take. If you close your eyes, you probably won't feel it as much, things like that, saying that, and making it so that they're more comfortable being there rather than giving them the option to run away from what's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen some videos that are kind of similar to that. Give an example of a kid who really badly wants to go to the park maybe, but the mom or dad works at home and they have a meeting in 5 minutes. They can't do it right now, and the kid is about to throw a tantrum, and it's I understand you want to go to the park right now and doesn't work for me right now. Is there a way we can plan a time that works for both of us to go do that later today? And that also makes them feel like they're involved in the decision planning, and it's not just all oh, mom and dad plan everything. Mom and dad make all the
That's true.
decisions.
They take me this place to this place, and they decide this and that. That's true, and that's a good point. And that also teaches them how to communicate their feelings, frustrations, and more in a healthy environment where no one's being judged.
Yeah.
But I also
Okay,
think
we'll
that
see.
in the case of a child getting their blood drawn, that would be a case where I would be let's go out to eat afterward. Let's get ice cream.
Yeah.
What do you want to go
Yes.
get afterward as a reward for
Yeah.
being brave?
Yeah.
Because as a child, that's terrifying.
It is
Yeah.
terrifying.
No,
And you don't
that,
understand the purpose of it at
No.
all.
yeah, that's
Yeah, that is
this
scary.
person's poking me and taking stuff from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Your blood too. What you
Yeah,
as a child associate as oh, I fell
injury
down
and
and
Injury. Yeah.
hurt myself, and now
true.
there's blood coming out of me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you associate that with
Scary.
being a bad thing. Is
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
But ironically, I saw a video today about gentle parenting, and I really like the video because it's this kid, and she shows how she's not necessarily corrected behaviors, but shown the child how they can go about the child was helping her make her coffee or something one day, and pushed the cup forward, and it spilled everywhere, and she's instead of no, don't do that, she was let's try not to do that, because when you push it, that's what causes the cup to spill over. And then in another video later on, she shows the kid saying oh, I'm not going to push it this time, and she's oh, why aren't you going to push it? And he's because that's what makes the cup fall over and everything spill out. Or the child literally bites her leg, and she's ow, that hurts when you bite me. If you need something to bite, just say, Mom, I need something to bite. And then in another video later on, he's sitting next to her, and it looks like he's about to bite her, but then he processes and is Mom, I need something to bite. And so she goes and gets something for him to bite. And so sometimes I think it's just the kids don't process, they don't have the level of processing that adults do, obviously. That's very
they
obvious.
can't go around biting people.
And I think a lot of times we think that they won't understand, but if we just explain to them hey, let's not do it this way maybe, but let's try doing it this way in the future. And then they see that it actually helps them, then they're oh, that is a better way to go about doing those things.
Yeah.
I like that style of gentle parenting, not the giving in to that.
Everything. Yeah.
Like letting your child make all of that's like the bad.
That's like spoiled parenting.
Yeah, like there's a balance, like parents making all the decisions versus kids making all the decisions, and there needs to be a balance. I feel like, and people tend to veer off to one end or the other, and it's just that's
Yeah.
what creates like unhealthy boundaries and stuff.
I agree with that.
Like,
I agree with that.
yeah.
See, that's a good take, I guess, on gentle parenting. I guess more what I was talking about was spoiled parenting, which
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
especially if it's like spoiled parenting where you like treat one kid different than another kid.
Ooh, that's bad. Yeah. Because imagine how the other kids feel. Less than.
Yeah. It's sad.
And then the kid who's getting spoiled doesn't learn any like life skills that you need in
Mhm.
life
No, if anything, they just get resented.
by the other kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they don't know how to deal with anything because they just everything gets handed to them,
handed
and
to
so they
them.
don't know how to go about and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like teaching your kids how to do things. Like the sheltered parenting and stuff like that. And I even kind of want to tie this in with sheltered, unsheltered, where you shelter them from the world, but then stick them in front of a tablet, an iPad, video games, and don't monitor that. And
Yeah.
that's unsheltering them. But also, can I just add the fact that every kid that's like this, if they're spending at least half their day on electronics, they're stupid. No offense.
Yeah. They're not
stupid.
supposed to. I think you're
Like,
not supposed to spend more than an hour a day on like electronics and
yeah,
TV, phones, tablets, like all that.
like it's insane.
Yeah.
It's
I feel like a lot of
insane.
people use it as a way to just parent. It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with them. Hand them the tablet.
Yeah, which I mean, like, yes, I can understand. You have those days like, even if you have them every once in a while, like, we all get it.
Yeah.
Can't always send your kid to daycare because daycare is expensive. And maybe we don't have a support system to help take care of the children. But if we're doing this every day or the majority of the week, that's a concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They're called iPad kids for a reason.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't like the idea of giving my children like access to electronics like that until they're older,
Yeah.
like at least 5 or something. I feel like because that's just so detrimental. And I'm not saying like they can't have it every once in a while, but like
Yeah.
the consistency of it is just like it's unhealthy for their development. I feel
Yeah, especially because those are crucial years
right.
in their development. I did have one person though that like for kids, like when we do finger books or whatever, like we'll put on Bluey or Miss Rachel or something like as a distraction.
Yeah.
But we had one parent who's like, oh, we don't let them watch any of that because they get too overstimulated. We stick to like OG things.
And that is
like,
true.
That's awesome.
Like the cartoons and stuff this day are way more overstimulating. They're like the color saturation and everything is just
and just how fast everything goes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like,
and then we wonder why kids are like more and more diagnosed with ADHD and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're used to like high stimulation and
and
not getting it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Right. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, dang, that's something.
Yeah. But you're talking about like kids getting poked. It makes me think of like, have you ever seen the videos of like parents who are like, how you react to your child like getting injured really determines their reaction as well. Like if you're like, oh no,
are you okay? Yeah.
Versus like if you just like laugh, like, oh, that was goofy, then they start laughing too. And it's like, that's so interesting. I mean, obviously, if they get really hurt, they're probably gonna cry.
Then it's like,
they fall down and get a little bump or something. Like that's so. I think that's so interesting.
If you act more encouraging to like, hey, that happens every so often. Like, especially as a kid,
look,
like
you're gonna fall down. You're okay.
We'll just pick it back up. And it's like, you okay, kid? Awesome. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Because haven't you ever seen those videos where somebody like thumps their hand against the wall and then like
yes,
goes
and they're
baby?
like, touch the baby. They're like,
And then the
and
baby.
they're like,
Yup. That exactly.
Awake.
yeah, it kills me.
Yup. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's even been studies done like with kids and like how they get praised. Like if you tell them, I'm trying to remember, like if it was one group would get told like, "Oh, good job, you did it." Like I can't remember now. Yeah, I think it was like, "Good job, you did a really good job," or something. And another group was like, "Oh, that was really good effort. You tried really hard on that." And like the kids who were told like good job they and stuff, then like when they weren't able to accomplish something that's harder, then they didn't keep trying because they just felt like invalid or like they weren't good enough for it. Versus the kids who are like told that like good effort and like you really tried your hardest, then when they were given harder things, they would keep pushing themselves until they could get it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've also heard like there's something like that with like, oh, you did a good job, like the external, like you should be seeking external praise, whereas saying like, hey, that was awesome, you should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's
like you
kind
should
of
be
like
like,
that.
yeah.
I mean, it's very similar to that because basically when you're told just good job, that's someone else giving you the external.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're told like, oh, you really tried hard, that's telling you like, oh, I like giving
I did my
you.
best.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Like
you should be proud of yourself.
that was
This
me doing that, not someone else
right.
telling me like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
That's a good
like,
point.
are you guys gonna like teach your kids cursive?
You know,
here's
I
my
struggle
thing,
with
it's
this.
like, my thing is, it's like your signature should be in
A
cursive.
signature.
It should.
It should
It
not
really
just
should.
be your name printed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would say print name.
Right.
And that pisses me off. Like, it actually pisses me off. Like, I didn't think it would piss me off, but like, whenever it says signature and people just sign their name like in print, and I'm like,
Because they're not learning cursive like that anymore.
no, I know, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it literally says signature, and they're like, that
I
is
know.
no, it's not. That is not.
Tell
your
me why
signature.
though. Tell me why though. Growing up, like you know, when they have like the actual like pin pads or whatever, where every time you'd have a transaction, you'd have to like sign your name, and like we'd see mom and dad signing their names and stuff like that. And then like I finally learned cursive. I'm like, I can't wait so I can sign my name on these little pin pads. And now they took them away. They don't have to do it anymore.
No. It is like a dying skill, I feel like. You really only use it when you sign your name. Which, granted, I feel like you do fairly often when you go out to a restaurant and you sign your receipt.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like big purchases, you're signing receipts. If you're renting or whatever, and you have a lease or something, you got to sign. Like, although a lot of those are becoming electronics, you're not really signing those either.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of those like you just type it out.
But yeah, I feel like.
But it's also like to be able to read cursive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how much are you reading cursive anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, not
It's just
that
like the
much.
older
But still,
generations
it's
that
just
will
like
write in cursive.
it's also
I will
really
say, like,
pretty.
it is very pretty.
Oh,
I will say though
absolutely.
that like I feel like I integrate cursive into my normal writing. Like I will connect a lot of my letters as I write,
Yeah.
and some of them are like just disconnected.
Yeah, no, that's
So I
just
feel
me
like
being lazy.
yeah, I know. I call it my
More
lazy
efficient.
writing.
You
It
can
is
write
more
faster
efficient.
that way.
Picking up my pen or pencil, who's that? Don't know her.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like for the sake of them just knowing it, I might teach them because I think I mean, I feel like it's like a language. Like you never know if they're gonna use another language in the future, but it's good for them to learn another language, right?
Do you think that could be something that goes on your resume one day?
I know,
I
right?
know how to write and read cursive.
That's crazy.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, think about it. Like,
Yeah.
historians and people like that. Like, people used to only write in cursive.
That's true. And there's like still people like who will like for like personalized invitations or like cards and stuff like that. Like they get someone to like
calligraphy
cursive. Yeah. And like if no one knows how to write in cursive anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
imagine being that child who's like, oh, yeah, I don't know how to write in cursive, or I can't read that, it's in cursive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be sad.
And apparently they like stopped teaching it the year after me.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah,
Was that long ago?
yeah.
Sorry, I
'Cause
should
I
be like,
have
it was that recent?
I have coworkers that don't know cursive, and I'm like,
That's
Oh my gosh.
insane.
you're the
Oh my
same. Like
god.
you're essentially the same age as me. Like literally, we're the same age now.
Yeah,
Like, and you don't know cursive.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I gotta be like, oh, is that how you do the capital letter of this letter?
Oh
Look
yeah,
it up.
Forget
But
capitals.
like,
F.
Capitals don't get me started on capitals, but like I can get all my lower cases.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Dang.
But
But
But I
cursive.
guess there's like that teeter totter, right? Because like, do you guys know how to like proficiently type on a keyboard?
no.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to use like this the whatever
Yeah,
the
like
hand.
yeah,
I
yeah.
use like
Yeah.
Like I
maybe
can get the top
fingers.
2 rows, the bottom row when it comes to like Z, X, C, M. You got me there.
No,
I'm taking guesses when I'm touching down there.
Bro, I used to like be mesmerized by like when you'd be sitting at like the dinner table and mom's just there typing away on her keyboard and she's
yeah.
looking at you and
At
I'm like,
you, I know.
what?
Did we really
And
look at
she's
that
just like,
screen though? How
oh,
many
nothing.
squiggly lines were under some of those words?
I mean, but with autocorrect now, like those are often
Yeah,
getting corrected as you type,
Yeah,
anyways.
no, I
that's
can't do
true.
that. Mm-mm.
Although with AI, I feel like a lot of people just aren't typing anymore.
Good
You just
point.
type a prompt. I mean, I guess you have to type the prompt in, but
Yeah.
then it just like
Or half the time you can also like speak the prompt. Like, it has like the option to, like what is it? Like not like type to text, but it's like, like speak to text or whatever.
Hmm.
oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of doctors use that.
I
If
mean,
that's
that makes sense.
what
That
I
they
saves
use.
more
mean, it
time.
is nice. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, super nice. Yeah.
but I think like AI when it comes to like, I'm sorry, like if you're in high school and you have a paper to write, don't use AI.
Yeah.
Like,
I
oh
feel like
my
that's a good
gosh,
skill. Knowing how to
be
write.
original.
And I think the biggest thing is knowing how to write a professional email. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to
No,
write
Never do that.
professional emails. It's like,
because they don't teach you.
no.
Mm-mm.
And I think you need to know that. You need to know how to write a professional email. You should know grammar and how to write on your own. Like, you should know those things.
I don't know why professional emails have to be so professional though, because like I get that they might be above you or something, but it's like we're all
We're all
people.
people.
No, I
Like
know.
it's really not that serious. Like if
Yeah.
I'm just trying to ask you a question, can I just ask you a question and
Yeah,
not start it
Yeah.
with
Or
different.
"What's
rather than being
your
like, hey
name?"
man, can I just have PTO these 2 days? You gotta be like, to whom it may concern, I would like to be taking this
Yeah,
day and this day of this year off. And
yeah.
it would be like,
Like
I think it's
when
more so like if you're like applying to a new job or
no, yeah.
something, it's really important to know how to write a professional email just so that
yeah,
they
I
know.
just I just don't get it though. Like I don't get why
Yeah. I
you
mean,
have
it also doesn't really
to
say much to someone's character either.
no, because
Mm.
anyone can write a professional email.
Anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can ask Siri or any AI to write you a professional email. Like, hey
Yeah,
Siri, say what's up, dog, in
because
a
in reality, it's
professional
just a
email.
template that people are following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't
Well,
get
isn't
why
that
it
like actually
matters.
there's a commercial for that for Apple. It was like a few months ago. There was a commercial where like someone like was taking this one guy's like pudding or something like that from like the work fridge. And he like started typing this angry email and it was like to whomever is taking my pudding, this is like unacceptable and la 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 la, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And then he's like looking at it before he hits send. He's like, And so like he copies the whole text, and then like on the sidebar, there's like different ways to like reword it, and like there was like a professional or like business option, and he clicked that, and like it like reformatted how it was
Mhm.
like written out.
Google has that, so you can do that with their Gmail.
Yeah,
I'm sure Grammarly also has that.
Yeah,
probably.
you have to buy like their more
Yeah.
advanced part now.
Insane.
Because Grammarly can like detect emotion or something now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it says like
It
this
tells you if it's like
sounds like
friendly,
this. Hmm.
if it sounds professional. Yeah.
It can even
Bruh.
say like this sounds like you're being more aggressive or something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Can I tell you if you're being biased? The heck?
I
I
don't
don't know if I would listen.
I don't know.
The
But, no, like,
heck?
writing professionally, like I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, who cares if it's
Speaking of
communicating the
writing
same
professionally,
thing?
did
Like,
anyone see like that group chat that got leaked from like those government people? I don't remember who they were, but it was something about
oh,
like
the bombing.
yes, and like literally one of them just sent like the explosion emoji. I'm like
Because they sent it to the people that they were gonna attack on accident. Apparently, they like leaked their plans
Like on a text?
or
it was like this
something.
text thread or something that like got leaked.
What
And
the
like
It was
and it
just
was
a
like what
girl
was it like 2
idea.
hours before like these people were like about to like infiltrate or something like that. It was something like that. I don't
It
know.
was really
Texting
embarrassing.
about that. Oh my gosh.
Because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Americans are stupid, yeah.
No, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to helicopter
I was like,
parenting.
how'd we get there? I was
I know.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
for a second. I was
Helicopter
like,
parenting.
Okay, helicopter parenting.
Like, take a
strict,
step back.
strict parenting. I would
Take
say.
a step back, bro. Take a step back.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I don't
Like,
either.
what makes you feel the need to know every single thing?
Yeah.
To know every single thing and then do everything for your kids too.
Yeah, like let them grow.
Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Like kids who don't know how to do their own laundry after the age of like
That's crazy
12.
to me.
Bro, kids who
No.
don't know how to tie their shoes when they're getting into
Yeah.
kindergarten. If you don't
Yeah.
know how to tie your shoes by the end of kindergarten, there's something wrong.
If you don't know how to tie your shoes, wipe your butt, dress yourself.
Wipe your butt.
Like, these are issues.
Mhm.
Let your
Issues,
kids
bro.
grow some skills. Learn some hand dexterity. Like, come on. They got hands
Right?
for a reason.
And then like learn how to cook or use a microwave.
Seriously. You know, that
Oh,
one
Like,
really
the
does.
only thing kids
not.
need to know about a
Like,
microwave
don't
is
put metal in it.
don't put metal in it. Aluminum, metal, nothing like that. Nothing metallic-y. And then just don't put like an empty bowl in there either.
don't put non-microwavable plastic because that'll just melt.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you're pretty G.
Pretty straightforward.
It's
But
pretty
here's
straightforward.
this is what frustrates me so much about this actually is like as a parent, you know you don't want to be cooking for your child for the rest of your life, right? Okay, so they need to learn how to cook, but you're too
Yeah.
scared to let them use it. No,
It
like
doesn't make sense.
you can
Because
teach
now
them.
all they're gonna do is resort to fast food,
Mhm.
takeout, restaurants, and now you're all of a sudden you're gonna start
Noodles.
judging them like, why aren't you eating healthy? Why aren't
Right.
you making like home meal? Like, girl, you didn't teach
You never taught
me.
them.
You never taught me.
Like
Also, can we just take a quick pause? Why haven't they made smart microwaves yet? Where it's like, I detect metal in the microwave and it won't start.
Oh,
you
like-
know,
Why hasn't that been a thing?
that's a really good question. I have no idea.
maybe it's just like it would probably make the microwave a lot more expensive for
Yeah,
one.
probably would.
So
That's
it's like
true,
the
but still, like,
market wouldn't
would
be
people
that
not buy
high.
that though?
No, I wouldn't.
Like, okay, like what I'm thinking about is like elderly people, maybe people who are starting to get dementia or something, but they still want to live on their own.
Mm.
Like,
They can't.
safety precautions.
They can't live on their own.
If you have mild dementia, you
If you have
can.
mild dementia, you're fine.
Then you
Chill.
leave a sticky note.
What if they
Don't
forget
put
to
metal
read
in
it?
the microwave.
If I mean, but yeah, to Soljan's point, if they're at
Yeah.
that level, then
Yeah,
they're
that's
probably not
true.
living by themselves. They shouldn't be
I
living
guess
by
that's a good
themselves.
point.
That's
Yes,
too dangerous for them. Yeah.
but anyhow, I don't know.
But yeah,
I mean,
but
for
like
drunk people, maybe they forgot their
No.
spoon was in their cup.
Don't be
No.
that drunk.
Anyhow, I just thought this was a cool idea. Thanks for knocking it.
Well, my point is just the technology to do it might be cheap for manufacturers, but they
Yeah.
would up the price so high for
That's true.
people who are buying it that it's like,
Yeah, but like, okay, when you think about it though, it's almost like a safety precaution, almost like what they do with like the like trunks on doors. Like, oh, like your hands like detected in here, we're going back up.
and
You
how
know?
much do cars cost?
I'm aware. I'm aware.
But this is my point. Is it's like to get these features installed into something that is very pretty basic
Yeah.
as is. It's just gonna jack the price up, and then it's like, how many people are actually gonna buy it? Probably not that many.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
for the
guess.
companies
Okay.
themselves, it's like
Good point. Okay. Good point.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going back
Back
to
to
kids
yes.
learning how to cook. I feel like
Yes.
this is a skill that should be you should start teaching your kids like
they
almost
love
as
to.
soon as they express some interest in it. Like they
Honestly,
want
as
to
soon as
help
I can
you
hold
cook
stuff,
dinner.
like you can
Yeah.
hand them the measure cup, scoop some flour, you can help them level it, and then all they do is just bring it to the bowl and dump.
Yeah, so that would be them expressing some interest
No,
in
yes, I guess, yes.
it.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, they should probably know how
But
to
like,
hold things, but
have you seen okay, I feel like I've seen this video where like there's like these kitchen like knives for kids that
Yeah.
can like cut through stuff, but like it's almost like those paper scissors
Yeah.
where like it can't cut through like the hair, like your finger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that seems possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to
I
give
mean,
extra
there's
money.
literally videos of people have bought their child little kitchens that they can literally cook their own
Mhm.
food in. And you see
That's
these
cool.
little 3, 4-year-old kids cooking a whole meal. I saw
Dude, that was
a
our oven.
4-year-old child make a steak dinner. Bro,
Hello.
That
I
was
was like,
our easy
hold on.
bake oven back in the day. Put that in that little light bulb.
Yeah,
Literally,
that was
Pull it
what we
out.
had. All you had to do was what? You mix like the powder with some
Yeah, the
water and
powder.
egg or something, and then you pour it in the
Pour in a
pan.
little pan and then you put it in the easy
fun.
bake oven. Get that light heated up.
That was that's
Yeah.
memory though.
Oh, that's a
That's like
memory. That's a
childhood,
good
bro.
memory.
But like no, seriously, like kids should actually like you should involve them. They like let them help cook dinner. Let them help cook your cookies and cakes and brownies or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Like just grab them a stool and they
That
can.
can be part of
yeah.
the process. Plus that's memory.
Will it
Like
be a little messier? Yeah,
that's
probably, but
time spent together.
yes,
You know?
exactly. It's quality
Yeah.
time and like
But this
as
is
much
also like a way to just make sure they're not getting into trouble because they're right next to you.
true, they're right next to
That's
you. You don't have to worry
true.
about them.
And they're occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
That's true.
it might be a tiny bit messier, but it's
That's
gonna be
okay.
memorable for your child when they grow up and they think back to like, oh my gosh, I started cooking and baking with my mom and dad like when I was
Mhm.
younger, and like those are like some of the best memories I have. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, those would probably be some of the best memories for them.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like that's just fun quality time together.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you're cooking alone, you're already probably getting some flour on the counter or on the floor.
Right. It's
What's a
gonna
little
happen.
more?
It's okay.
Yeah.
You gotta clean up the kitchen anyways when you're done. So just
Yeah,
like
you
let it
do. And
happen.
they can help.
Exactly. Because I was just
Exactly.
gonna
They need
say,
to
teaches
learn.
them, like,
Yeah.
well, when this happens, you gotta do this.
They do
Yeah.
this.
And I promise you, they're gonna find a wet sponge going across the counter so much more fun than you will. So let them help.
Yes. Remember in school
We're
when
so
like they put
true
shaving
'cause
cream on the desks
Yeah.
and you go ham on that?
Yeah. But you're just sitting there cleaning the desk.
You're sitting there cleaning
You
the
didn't know
desk.
it, but you
You
were.
did not know it.
You
You
were.
thought it was a special activity, and they're like, "You're doing my
Nope.
job for me."
thank y'all. Because literally,
They're
like,
like, "You want
soap
more?"
suds are just the same. Like, they're just the same.
Yeah.
You put soap on your counter, and then all of a sudden
Yep.
it
It's just
foams up.
boom.
It's magic to
Yeah,
them.
it's
Yeah. That's
fun.
fun for them. Let them
Yeah,
do it. Let them have
let
some
them do
fun.
it. Oh
Heck,
yeah,
you
why
can even
not?
get like colored soap,
Right.
and
Yeah,
that's more fun for them.
could
Right.
even let them color. So give them little dishes, and they can put little. You can put little dye in it.
Yeah.
Then they can mix colors.
Yeah.
Like
Start teaching color theory.
anything can be cleaned up or replaced except for your time with your child. Like that can't be
True.
Such a
replaced.
good point.
Like
Plus, it
That
also
should be.
kind
You should
of
put
goes
that on a pillow.
you should. Maybe a blanket. It feels like a little too much for a
That's a
pillow.
little too much for a pillow. Maybe a
maybe a
big
big
pillow.
pillow.
But it's also like showing like delayed gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like with a lot of these baked goods or cooking in
right.
general,
Yeah, you
you
gotta wait
don't
for
get
it.
it right away. You gotta wait
No.
for it to
Yeah.
cook or do something, and then you can have it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
That's a good point.
That's so
Which
true.
helps them
Yeah.
later in life when they're like, I want money now. Well, you can't have money now. You
But
get money in the future when you
yeah,
work for it.
I know. I really tried to convince myself this week. I'm like, you know what? Getting paid every 2 weeks is not that big of a deal. Like, you get paid 1 week and then you just go through the next week and then boom, you're getting paid the next week. And I'm like, really just trying to convince myself that getting paid every 2 weeks is okay.
Soldier, when you just said that made me think of Judge. Remember those commercials where it was like, "It's my money and I want it now."
Yes. I remember that. Yes.
Oh, do you remember
Okay,
the
no,
commercial
but
for
tell me
it?
why on like the whole cooking thing, I'd totally be the mom where like if they like ended up falling asleep while everything was like baking in the oven, like if it was like cookies or something, I would have like frozen dough ready to go in case these cookies came out horrible.
Yo, guys, I saw this video of this woman, and she's like, "I have a frozen cookie dough jar, or not jar, drawer in her freezer, and she has cookie dough." And she's like, there's always those times when you just want some
Yeah,
cookies, and you
that's
don't want to
right.
sit there and make it. I just pull
Yeah,
out, they're pre-formed. All she has to do is
that's
put them on a
awesome.
sheet and put them in the oven. I was like,
Smart. She's a thinker.
that's a
It is
big
smart.
brain
'Cause
right
all
there.
that takes is like one time when you're making cookies, just
Yeah,
double
just
the batch.
huge batch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then the next time you're making a different flavor, double that batch. And you got a
Right.
little bit of this flavor.
And you got extras. Throw them in
Yeah.
your freezer, and you can make them whenever.
And they last for forever.
They really do.
Just
And
make sure
they
to
cook
freeze them
better
on
when
a
they're frozen
sheet
first.
first.
That's true.
Just don't make the mistake of putting all your dough in a thing and then freezing it. Like, that'd be a
Yeah,
bad
don't do that.
idea.
Yeah. Preform it.
Yeah.
You're going to regret
Form
your
it, freeze it,
decisions.
put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it back in the freezer. And you're
Mhm.
chilling.
Yeah.
Same thing with bananas. Oh my gosh.
Yes, bananas. Oh, and those bananas make some of the best banana bread. Like, seriously, guys.
You can also make banana ice cream out of it.
Banana
You
ice cream.
can.
And you might be like, "Ugh, I may as well just have ice cream at that point." No. It's low key. Some days is better, okay? It's better.
Yeah. Plus, you have that like satisfaction of like I just ate a banana, and it tasted good.
Yep.
Like, you just ate fruit. Be proud of yourself.
Fruit, some frou little
Oh my
frou
gosh.
dessert.
Have you guys seen those like frozen gummy bears? Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to like soak them in Sprite
Mhm.
overnight, and then you freeze them for a few hours, and then they're like slushy.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
seen
I've seen
those.
something like
For
that.
some
Yeah.
reason, I don't believe it. Like, in my mind, I'm like, if you soaked a gummy bear in any form of liquid, it should just disintegrate. But how do they get larger? That part I don't understand.
What? No, they actually do get larger. I've done it before.
You've done it?
Yeah, they can grow up to like 3 times their size. Like, they can get big, bro. It's crazy.
Didn't believe
Like
it.
those
I
little
really thought they
pellet
just
sponges things, or like you can flip them in.
Yeah.
And, like,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I
Yeah.
love those things.
that's funny. Or the
I really thought
orgies.
they would just disintegrate. Like, in my mind,
No,
that's what makes them
if you let them sit long enough, like a few days, like it takes days for them to completely disintegrate.
Really? I really thought it would only take
Yeah.
hours.
No, days.
Maybe like the actual natural ones probably disintegrate.
Bro.
Processed ones probably are like I can hold up till the test of time.
I
Yeah.
don't know, because gelatin only works when you like some gelatin, depends on the gelatin you're using, but it usually works when you like heat it up and then bring it back down to like room temperature. So it's like there's gotta be structures in there that are forming that are stronger than just like leaving it in water,
Maybe.
you know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And like it's also the fact that like when you're just leaving it there, like even sugar, if you put that in water and you just let it sit there, it's not gonna dissolve magically. Like it dissolves better when you're like mixing it around, you know? Entropy. You gotta like make it favorable.
That's true.
That's
So
true.
just like
Depends on the
popping your
ratio
gummy
of
bear in
like
there. Exactly. So it's like
water.
Okay, so you're talking about Sprite, so this made me think of a story. So I saw this video on Instagram. But I don't know, I haven't fact checked this, so I don't know how true it is, but I saw that Sierra Mist, its name got changed to Starry. So there's someone on TikTok, her name was Sierra Mist, and they like approached her and was like, "Hey, change your name. Can you like change your name because that's our name?" And instead of her just being like, "Sure, whatever," she went on their website and saw that their like copyright or whatever for the Sierra Mist brand was expired, so she went and got it for herself. And she's like, nah, it's my name now. So they had to change the name to Starry.
That's awesome. I feel like I heard that.
You
That's
know,
funny.
that would be interesting, but like my thing is you can like get a trademark in different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just because it's
I'm-
trademarked in the beverage area doesn't mean it's trademarked like for corporations or stuff, you know? Like
Right.
I think it was
Maybe they
literally
just
just
didn't
her
care.
name, brand name on. I have no idea. I don't know. Again, I didn't fact check it, so I don't know how true it is, but it
but
sounded,
it is interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it is interesting how those things work. Like how companies can own a color. Like bro what?
Yeah,
Yes.
what the heck? Nah.
Like the brown of UPS I think is like
Yeah.
Who
Or
even
like
wants that
Tiffany.
brown?
Tea
Nobody.
and Company, it's like they own that blue. Like that is Tiffany blue.
yeah. And then there's like the Barbie girl pink. I
Yeah.
think that's trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
There's some form of yellow. Is it the Spirit Airlines yellow or something? I don't know. But it's just because it's like if it's associated with a certain brand, then they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you can trademark it.
Like you can trademark it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
It's a color.
Right,
Why
it's a
can
color.
somebody own a color? That
You
makes no
should not be able
sense.
to.
That's so funny.
That's
You-
stupid.
Yes. Going back to our topic.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Do we want to talk about crunchy moms and almond moms?
Crunchy moms. I
Crunchy,
love
crunchy.
crunchy moms.
Where did the
There's this-
term crunchy come from exactly?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
Like,
Like,
is
I don't-
everything they eat is crunchy?
Because the only thing I associate with crunchy is Crunchyroll, like for anime.
Yeah. That's all I can think of. I know. No, but I could be like you know, like all those like crunchy moms that'll be like, I'm making them cereal. That's a crunch.
No, but they don't just eat crunchy things. Like
No, I know.
No, but it is insane because they'll be like, I'm milking my cow to
Right.
make yogurt.
yeah.
Yes. No, really though, just the one thing that has me, it's like my kid woke up and asked for like cinnamon rolls or for like cinnamon roll cinnamon roll cereal. So here I am. Here's the cinnamon rolls, baked them, cut them up, diced them, and now we're like dehydrating them. Like,
And it's like,
get out of
bro,
town.
Get
Get out of town.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
don't know.
Like, don't get
Like-
me wrong.
Like
Your
I
kids
know
are
by the time they
special,
got
but,
that
like,
bowl, it's dinner. It's dinner time. Like there's no way you just made that in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the fact that they're lying to you. That
Well, yeah.
saying my kid got up and asked for this.
Asked
No, they
for this,
didn't.
yeah.
No,
They-
they didn't.
Like
Not that something specific. No.
Yeah.
unless you're
You
like,
don't chose
honey,
to
do you
make it
want
for
these
them.
cinnamon roll ice cream like cereal thingies?
No, but the ones where they're like, my kid asked for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch today, so I had to make the bread in the morning to let it rise. Now come with me to make our own peanut butter and jelly.
Yes.
Go to the freaking grocery store. Get out of my face. Go to the grocery store.
We first have to start by
I don't have a
peanuts.
problem with people doing that for their own family, their own lives, but like don't try to push it on other people because that's a little like
But
literally
you
like
know,
people who literally have a little flour mill so they can mill their own flour in their house and like all this it's just like I own a chicken coop so I can get my eggs and have
get my
fresh
eggs, yeah.
chicken.
But
Right
you
now,
know,
that might
half
be
the
cheaper
reason
than
all of
buying
them
eggs,
do it
though.
is
Yeah,
yes.
no, I know.
But you know, half the reason all of them do it is like for social media purposes.
Dude,
Like if
the
you really
people
wanted to
on
do
social
it-
media you see do it for social media purposes.
Yes, but I feel like it's also bragging rights. Like, oh, you bought
Yeah.
Skippy peanut butter?
It is.
Can
There's
you
actually
hear, like
You don't make your own peanut butter?
Yeah.
make your own peanut butter?
However,
There's this
making
one-
peanut butter is actually quite simple. So, like,
Yeah, it is. But there's this one person on social media who I really like. She is a crunchy mom, but she actually does like satire skits on crunchy parents, and I think it's so funny because she's literally making fun of the crunchy community, but she's
Yeah.
herself is crunchy. Like she
Part of it.
understands how absurd some people are, and so it's just really funny to see it from that person because not all people are like that. Obviously, not all crunchy
Yeah.
people are like that, but it's just funny to see that.
Hmm.
But yeah, she definitely does a lot of skits where like they're competing with themselves and stuff, and it's just like, guys, Come on. Like, it's not that
That's
serious.
funny.
It's really not.
It's not.
And
Yeah.
like, if somebody grows like their own vegetables and stuff, let them grow their own vegetables. That
Yeah.
doesn't make them like want to be better than you or nothing. Okay.
Right.
And if somebody milks their own cows to drink milk and make yogurt, then they milk their own cows to drink milk
My
and
real
make yogurt.
question is they're crunchy for themselves. So yeah, you're milking your own cows and whatnot. How are you feeding said cows?
With the
Probably
land,
the
hopefully. Hello.
yeah, it's probably like high grade grass that they imported from wherever and they got it on
It
their
just feels more
ground.
expensive.
You know how like you associate higher quality butter with like being more yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know why I never thought about this, but like the color only depends on like the season.
Hmm.
Because
Sense.
when they're eating like hay and stuff, there's like less vitamin A in it. And vitamin A be the yellow.
Oh, it is.
And
Interesting.
so like when
Kinda
they're
like
eating the
honey.
fresher, greener grass, that's why it be more yellow. And I'm like, oh, why I ain't never thought about
Because
that?
grass be tasting good. Even in your butter.
But I still
In the
imagine that
grass.
even in like an off season of that more high grade butter, it's still more yellow than like
Yeah, no,
yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. Because it just shows that there's like less air and stuff in it
Right.
as well, and less
Yeah.
other
But that
stuff in
same
it.
goes for like pasta, right? Like fresh pasta is more of a pale color, I think?
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Fresh,
No,
I
fresh pasta
Other
should be more like a yellow color, I
more
feel like, because like
yellow
dark
then it's usually
color.
like, I mean, it depends because like if
on the
you're
type of
literally
pasta.
buying like fresh pasta, because most of the time fresh pasta is made like with eggs and stuff,
Yeah.
but the stuff you're buying from the grocery store, they can't really use eggs for that because you know it's got to be shelf stable and whatnot.
Mhm.
But like the stuff that's got like it looks like it's got like bumps on the outside, that's the higher quality stuff usually because it holds onto your sauce better and it's starchier usually is what it means. So it's just better.
I
I
didn't
can
know
listen to
that.
Sully.
It's interesting.
Love it. That's awesome.
It's very
But no,
interesting.
that's also kind of like honey. Honey comes in different shades
Yeah.
because it depends on the flowers that were collected.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
That's true.
Respect the bees, bro. Respect the
Back
bees.
to bees.
From a
Put some respect on their name.
distance.
Real. And don't
Speaking of which, what's a bear without ears?
B.
A
be.
bee. I had to throw one in.
More high grade gesturing jokes today.
Mm, just like your high grade butter.
Yep. What were you saying, Sully?
It's so sad. Like that honeybees are like dying.
Mhm.
Oh,
The bees have been
yeah.
dying for a while though.
Give them back their
Ever
space.
since the bee movie
Mm.
came out, they
Don't you
really tried
want
to say
honey?
something with that. No one listened.
The B movie's stupid.
It's weird.
I
It is
can't.
It is
weird.
also
A bee and a
weird.
woman fall in
In
love? No,
love,
thank
it's
you.
weird.
What the
Love
heck?
is love. Gosh, Tegan.
Love comes in all shapes and
It's
sizes.
a bee and a human being.
Yeah, I don't know what they
No.
were trying to do there.
And
No, that's weird.
Like, I don't
That's
know why they had to make it romantic.
yeah, I don't know why they had to make it romantic
they did
either.
not.
Like, it was weird. That's weird. But the premise behind the rest of it, other
The rest
than
of it was
the
good.
creepy
It was great.
romance, was great.
But
'Cause,
that
like, it was
ruined it
also-
for me. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
For what
Yeah, I
reason?
get it.
Yeah.
Just kind of skip through those
Yeah.
parts.
It just I feel like it like trashes
However,
the rest
it is
of the
kind of hilarious though.
It
What-
Because,
is.
like, the person she was with was like Giga Chad, you know, like
Yeah.
totally dude,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
my bro. And
Yeah.
bro gets beaten by a bee.
bee.
Imagine. Imagine.
Yo, that's crazy.
But it's also because, wasn't she like a florist or something?
Yeah.
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 So she loved the bees,
So maybe
Yeah.
she was just a little cuckoo.
but specifically
Oh,
that bee.
duh.
But specifically
You're
that
cuckoo if you like a bee, dude. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
They are suspicious.
Yeah.
That is sus.
But back on our topic.
Yes.
Yeah, parenting.
A lesser version of a crunchy mom is like an almond mom,
Yeah.
right? They
Yes.
kind of have the same principles, except almond moms aren't going out of their way to make all the things.
Yeah.
They just want to go
They're
find
buying
it.
organic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Buying
They shop
organic,
at
and
Whole
you're not
Foods
eating much either.
and Trader Joe's
Yes.
Yes.
You don't eat
Oh my God,
much.
yes.
and the farmers market on occasion.
Yeah. It's the.
And like I would also
I'll just
say
make
like
a salad.
exactly. Almond moms are also like not like all natural like deodorant and like
No,
detergent and stuff
Right.
like that. Whereas
True.
crunchy moms are like, you
That has-
buy deodorant and detergent?
Right.
You don't make it yourself?
Yeah.
No. Hello.
Why don't you
What?
live off the land? Not out of the grocery store.
Yeah.
The grocery store's on land, so there you go.
Good point.
Still living off of it.
This
Good
is
point.
true.
It all came from somewhere. The land.
True.
So
That is also true.
but yeah.
But yeah, I feel like almond moms also have a sprinkle of like eating disorder.
Oh,
Oh yeah, 100%.
that's facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like if you want to be that way, fine, be that way. But
Yeah.
don't enforce that on your children.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Like, that's just
No.
wrong.
Because I swear every almond mom out there is secretly counting their calories.
Yeah, or has like
And they're
mental
counting their
Not so
children's
secretly.
calories.
Yeah. And like it's
Like-
honestly sad.
It
So
is.
sad.
It is really sad.
So sad.
Yeah. And then like the opposite of an almond mom is a butter mom.
Yeah.
Which
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I feel like butter moms have their own issues as well.
yeah.
Like I feel like, or at least the ones that I've seen on social media, like, yeah, they might like eat kind of whatever they want and as much as they want, but they're also like excessively exercising and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like the things that people would coin unhealthy, they try to make healthy versions of.
Mm.
Kind of thing. Like, oh, super indulgent brownie, but it has 50 grams of protein per serving
Yeah.
and 2 grams of sugar and only 4 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Come
Like-
with me to make this. Like, no,
gonna
that's
make you
gross.
Like, is there a time and place to maybe have those? Sure. But sometimes you
This is not
really
the
just want a
time or
brownie.
place.
Literally, it's
Like,
like
seriously.
the first like, and I think so much of that gets put on the internet that it makes people who like would be willing to try healthier versions of things so skeptical of it though.
Mhm.
Because some of those things I'm like, there ain't no way in heck that tastes good. And then
Mhm.
there's things like where it was like the Snickers but with dates, and I was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And then I made them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so good. What the
Mhm.
heck? Where have you been all my life? Hello.
Speaking of which, I saw someone make an easier version of it. So it's literally, instead of you stuffing the dates, you just like in a food processor, dates and peanut butter. Then you make little clumps and then freeze those. Then dip them in chocolate. Then you don't have so much of
That
a.
is smart.
That's really smart.
I've also seen somebody do like a date bark, like instead of like an almond
Yes,
bark.
I've seen that.
They,
That
you like
actually looks-
smush the dates, and then you like put whatever you want on top.
dates
I'm
are
like,
slept on.
They
literally.
are.
Dates are
They're good.
delicious.
They're so freaking.
I love dates. I love them.
Like
Get me
talk
some
about
unfitted
natured
dates and they'll
sugar.
be gone.
Like
Yeah, that's
literally
the
natured
only thing
sugar.
I'll crunchy mom for. Some dates.
Yeah.
You eat
Seriously.
sugar, not
Because
dates.
like I feel like before we got introduced to dates, it was like I was just like, you guys just want to think that you're eating sugar. Like, calm down, just eat some sugar. But then you try them and you're like, oh my gosh, this is almost better than sugar. Like, this is
Yes,
better.
no,
Yes.
actually,
Oh
like
my
I
gosh.
would add those to my desserts instead of sugar, not because I'm trying to be healthier, but because genuinely I would
They're just so
probably
much
enjoy them
better.
more.
Better. They're just
Like,
so much better.
And
I
like, the
Yeah. And it's like before dates, you're like, the sweetest natural food I've had is like a strawberry.
Not even. Sometimes strawberries aren't that sweet.
Sometimes
No.
they're not,
I
and
think
so does
bananas tend to
plain.
be more sweet when they're like
That's true.
nice, ripe.
Really ripe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Some watermelon.
Watermelon.
Watermelon's not that
Oh,
sweet though.
when it's ripe.
I guess when it's ripe, yes, when it's
It's like
the good
juicy
ripe.
sugar.
That's a good point.
Because that is what it is.
Good point. That's a good point.
It's sugar water, basically.
Really any
Literally,
melon. But
literally.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's like good melon, like a good honeydew, bro,
Oh,
honeydew is slept
honeydew.
on, and it pisses me
Bro,
off.
it is.
Like people are
Love
like
me some honeydew.
honeydew, like the green one.
No,
Yes, the
honeydew.
green one.
Yes, the green one.
Have you actually had it? Have you? No, exactly what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me
It pisses
why.
me off.
Do you guys remember the ant bully movie where it's like that one worm or whatever would poop the like honeydew bubble thingies or whatever and they'd slurp them? I don't know why. That's what I always think about when I think of
was Ant
honeydew.
Bully. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow,
wild.
that's a big
That's what you
sidetrack.
got real quick.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
But yeah, guys. Anything is good, like fine in moderation, and like be
It's
doing
all
what
about
you do.
balance.
It is about
It's
balance.
okay to have everything in moderation and balance.
And don't
And
get
can
on
I
yourself
also
if you
just
don't.
throw out there that mental health is just as important as physical health for your child
Oh,
growing up,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like
and forever.
and forever. Your mental
100%.
health is just as important as your physical health. They're one and the same, quite
They
literally.
really are, actually.
So-
Because you can look great physically,
Get
but
that
be
straight.
the worst you've ever been mentally,
Mentally, and it's just
I-
gonna drag
and
you
vice
down.
versa.
Right. But like what Jazz was saying is like they're literally kind of like one and the same. Like it's so crazy to me. Like when my mental health is good, my physical health is way
Doing
better.
great. Yeah.
If my mental health is not good, then my physical health is not good. If I'm doing more physical stuff, then my mental health tends to start going back up. Like they just literally play off each
They
other
go
so
one and the
much.
same. So let's get that straight.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all at once, people, okay?
Mhm.
Like if you're struggling right now, just take
Yeah,
5
one
minutes
step
once
at a
it's like
time.
nicer outside, and go outside.
Yeah.
And
Like
just
5 minutes.
Yeah. You do not have to
Bask
go
in
to
the
the
summer
gym.
sun.
Like literally
Take
step
it
outside.
in.
That's all you
Get
have to
that
do.
vitamin D, touch grass,
set your phone down for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Though. Like,
Set
don't
your phone
Literally.
down, go
Put it in a
outside.
different room, go
don't stare at the
outside.
sun though. Don't stare
Even
at the sun.
that alone will do so much. And
Yeah,
then once
don't
you get
look
that
at
sun
the
soaked in,
sun.
go on a 5-minute walk. Like it does not have to be anything crazy.
Mm-mm.
Like
Yeah.
Walk
just
around the
take time for
corner, walk
yourself.
around the block,
Yeah.
Walk to your mailbox.
Walk
Go get your mail.
right into a donut shop. Thank you, Tegan. Thank you for getting that one.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
And then, maybe one day you decide, hey, let me cook up a meal for myself.
Yes.
Then you cook up a meal for yourself. It don't gotta be nothing fancy schmancy.
Mm.
Whatever you
Spaghetti
feel.
is just as good as a steak. I would say even better.
Bro, what?
Why are you comparing those two
And
things?
meatballs. I don't know. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
You will
Spaghetti
eat
and
the
meatballs
steak
is
in your
just as
spaghetti.
good as steak and mashed potatoes.
Huh? Wait,
Yeah.
you lost me for a second. Steak
Spaghetti
and
and
mashed
meatballs
potatoes?
is just as good as steak and mashed potatoes, I guess. With
Those
asparagus.
are two whole different moves, in my opinion. Those are two different moves.
Jasmine's just trying to compare a steak
Oh,
dinner to something not so
She is.
fancy and
But I
like
feel like
A
you can learn to make
hamburger and
steak.
fries is just as good as a steak and potatoes.
I think you could learn to make steak.
well, my thing is it takes even longer to make hamburger and fries
Yeah,
than steak and
a
mashed
burger is
potatoes.
gonna make take a hot second.
But it's so good.
In fact, I feel like those are harder. Burgers are thinner and they're more finicky to get a good cook
You can
on
make a
them.
more thick one, a thick, juicy, goosey.
Yeah, but those are hard
Cheese
too
that
because you
happens
gotta make sure the
inside.
outside doesn't burn before the middle gets cooked.
Keep it low and slow. Hello?
Yeah.
Some people don't be
Also,
doing
if
that.
you've never had
Nothing less than
brisket
facility.
before, get you some of that. If you've never had some birria before, get you some of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't never had crispy tofu before, get
Ooh,
you
I was gonna
some
please
say
of
throw
that.
do.
some tofu in
Oh,
there.
we used to
Get you
make
some of
so
that.
many good things, and I
Tofu
literally
steaks.
miss them. Like, I was just literally thinking about the lemon bars you made that one time, and I like,
The vegan lemon bars were so good.
well, I didn't eat those,
No.
but
It was so good.
but I was like, bro, I could eat some of those right now.
Like I could just like eat the whole pan.
So
Yeah.
when you open your bakery, I'm gonna hype you up so much. You're gonna have so much business because, bro, it
She's
will be
trying to kill
me
me
eating
now.
there.
So gonna,
Or
are you saying you're gonna be so famous that like just your
or
presence being
we could
there is
try and
like
keep her
No,
hidden
no,
so
no,
that
no.
she has so many leftovers she has to give me to take home.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna be eating all your food.
the way you could just ask for me to make something at that point would
But I don't
like
want to take from your revenue. Is the thing.
you would be taking from my revenue by not helping me out and making me waste food product and giving it to you.
No, that would
What?
just be
No, I'm buying the
unselfish.
food. What are you
What?
talking
No,
about?
Jasmine just said, or don't do that. So then she has leftover food and I
We're
have to take it
buying
home.
her food. Right. Right. You got it. You got it. Fine, I'll hype you up to all my non-vegan people, and then all your vegan stuff, your little vegan shelf. I'll keep you supplied there.
No, you're assuming she's gonna have vegan
I'll take
like
it. I'll buy
supplies.
it half off, aka half
Do
on.
you not want to support her?
Oh, of course I do. That's why I'm giving her half the money. It's better than no
I'm
money.
buying full price and tipping. Mm.
Whoa, tipping culture is out of control, but we can get into that another
It's
time.
so funny though that like Tegan's acting as if like I'm gonna need it. Like I would rather be able to give my family and friends free stuff and be able to do a rewards based system and things like that rather than relying on people to always pay me.
Yeah, Tegan, geez. Way to
I'm
just
not saying you
jump to
need it. I'm saying
conclusions.
I want to give it to you.
No, I'm good, G. Also, I love how this is coming from the one person who does not make an income.
Right now, by the time
so
she
funny.
opens her bakery, I will be making money.
Mm-hmm. True.
Assuming America doesn't go to poop before that.
Also true.
That's so sad.
Them tariffs, though. Sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
And that's a
tipping
wrap,
culture
kids.
has gotten out of hand.
It
We
has.
have.
We can talk about that in our next episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tipping culture,
Other
Tipping
American
culture,
cultures.
other
food
American
industry
cultural
in
things
general, being in
that
the
are
food
just
service.
out of whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the
Alrighty.
unwalkable cities.
The what? Walkable.
Unwalkable.
Unwalkable.
Nothing's walkable. You have to drive
Fascinating.
everywhere.
Yes. And on that note, enjoy the rest of your
Stay
weekend.
safe.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. See you all next week.
Peace out.